Hello, I'm Ian from Ian Knaggs Photography, and today we're looking at turning everyday objects into a lovely still life image. Today we're using a paperclip. This is the final image we'll be creating. So the first thing to do is prepare a softbox. For this image, using a single light and just using a standard 90 by 90 centimeter softbox. To create the lines on the water as a reflection, I'm just attaching lengths of tape across the softbox, and this is just a simple way to modify the light to get a different effect on the water. So now the softbox prepared, next thing is to float the paperclip on the water. This is relatively easy. All we're using is a piece of thin tissue paper, place a paperclip on it, and then drop that onto the water. This allows the paperclip to float, and then just get a pencil and very gently push away the tissue, drag it out of the way, and that leaves the paperclip floating on the water. Once the paperclip is floating in the water, you've got to very gently move it around so we get in a position that we'll be able to shoot it. You can either use your finger or blow it. So now we've got the softbox set up, we can put it with a light. So light stand. I want this to be a little bit above the bowl of water. So now the softbox is set up with the light, we can move on to shooting. So shooting for this image is really very simple. Basically, you've just got to move the paperclip around and keep on taking shots. In this instance, I kind of realised that the spacing between the pieces of tape wasn't large enough, so I've just decided to increase that to get the lines and the reflections closer together. So with the extra tape added to the softbox, put that back onto the light, and then we start shooting. There's lots of variations we can use during this process, and it's just a case of moving the light around to get the reflection that you want on the water. Oops, should learn to be a little bit more tidy. So from now on, all it's basically doing is adjusting the position of the paperclip and then manually moving the camera obviously changing focus, and then taking a range of shots. As you can see with the straight lines across the image, I try to get the paperclip at a bit of a diagonal because it gives a nice shape to the reflections. What you can also do is turn the softbox. Obviously the reflection is based on the lines from the softbox. So one of the other options to do is to twist the softbox round so you can get the diagonal lines across the reflections. I'm shooting tethered. I'm to capture one, so checking all my shots as I go. Just check they're in focus, check the composition looks good, and then we can adjust them as necessary. And there's one other little addition. In some of the later images, what I did was just to very gently tap the table on which the water was, and that just gave a nice ripple, a random ripple effect to the images. Everyone's different. Okay, so we've got all our images that we've shot. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of them. And what we'll do, I've already picked a couple of ones that I would like to edit. Let's have a quick look at these and see which one I prefer. Now, I like all the lines on there. I'm not sure how sharp or in focus this is. So that's possibly maybe. Let's have a look. This one does look a lot sharper for the paperclip. Some nice lines in there. I really like this section here. I think I'm going to go with this one for the edit. So let's have a quick run through a couple of options. I've already put a bit of a curve on there. Take some of the darks down. Have a little bit of sharpening. I think just drop the radius down a little. Give a little sharpening. Probably sharpen it once we've edited it anyway. I think that's about it, to be honest. We add a little bit of clarity. That helps out. And from here, we're going to edit this with Photoshop. Editing as a TIFF. Looking at sRGB, 16-bit. I'm going to take that into Photoshop. So just wait for this to export. Should open up in Photoshop. There we go. Right, so first thing I want to do, I think I'm going to cut a path around the paperclip. Obviously a lot of cleaning needed on the water, but that shouldn't be too bad. One of the issues with shooting on water is that any little specks of dust all show up, and particularly when you're using the paper to drop the paperclip onto the water, you get a lot of dust from that. I should really try and find a better way of doing that, but that's the way it is at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a new path, and we'll call that paperclip outline. Pen tool and move in. So we'll start from this point. I'm just going to work our way around using the pen tool to get ourselves a nice selection around here, which we can build some masks on later for both colour of the paperclip itself and of the water. As it's a little bit tedious, I'll just speed up the portion where I'm cutting out around the paperclip. Okay, so got the full paperclip, and I'm just going to make that path and create a layer mask for it. So just go deselect that, I'll just duplicate the background, and reselect the path, and then pop with a layer mask. Now we have just a paperclip. Right, then from here on we can drop a colour on here if we want. Let's try grouping that. I'm just going to move that layer mask to the group. And on top of here we can add a colour layer. Let's try some sort of goldy colour, I think. Something like that maybe. And then we'll drop this down to colour. Oops. Colour. And that will maintain the texture that's in the paperclip, but just allow us to colour it as we want. I'll take it somewhere about there. So we've got the coloured paperclip on the background. I'll take another solid colour there, and obviously this one's got as black, but we're going to take some sort of blue colour, I think. I don't know. Let's have a look, have a bit of a play. Let's try that first off. Again, blending mode, set that to colour. And here we have a colour background and the colour on the paperclip. Right, just to save a bit of space on the file, because these tend to get a bit large, we can take the eraser brush and we're just going to delete a whole load of this layer. Oops. Let's just take the background one off just so we can see what we're doing. Switch that off. And we're just going to delete out a lot of the data in here. Just save a lot of space for the image, just so it doesn't get too large. There we go. Put the layer mask pad on. Turn the background on. And there we go. So then if we just have a look at this, we've basically got the paperclip just as a small portion on there. Right, so next off, I think on the background, we'll just make that a normal layer. I think we want a little bit of contrast in these lines. So we can darken down some of the lines and then increase the lights to get something like the effect we're looking for. There we go. Just looking at that, I think I might just drop the opacity of this coloured layer a little. And once we've done that, we can start cleaning. Let's just duplicate this background layer, which is one with all the water, call it clean, and then starts the process of cleaning. See, there's a lot of dust in here. So I'm going to take the healing brush, one spot healing brush, set to content aware, just sample this one layer, and then we're just going to start painting. This can take a bit of time, but it's definitely worth doing because the final image will be a lot cleaner. See a difference in that cleaning there. So what I'm going to do is run through the rest of the image and then come back to it once we've cleaned it. So here we have it, the final image of the floating paperclip. If you enjoyed watching this video, then click the subscribe button on the top left corner and you can see what we'll be creating next.